Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we're back in the Porsche Cup car, this time at Imola. A really fun track with some huge curbs to contend with. This lap was done with a fixed setup and a track temp of 20 degrees. For those who are new here, I show a fast lap first, then do the guided lap afterwards. Let's get into it. For turn 1, I brake just before the tarmac on the right. My peak brake pressure is around 75%, I use third gear. I trail brake to the middle sausage curb and aim to just avoid it. Then the second part of the chicane, I turn in slightly too early here. Again, you want to not use too much of the inside curb, so it doesn't unsettle the car. And on the exit here, I bring the car back to the middle of the track to prepare for fast left-hander. I shift to fourth and take it flat once the tyres are warm, however you may need to lift while they're still cold. On the exit, the track limit is the red and white curb. For this chicane, I brake around halfway between the 150 boards. I use fourth gear for the first apex and cut all of the curb. You want to have the car as far to the left as possible on the exit to prepare for the right-hander. For the second apex, I brake more and shift down to third gear, avoiding the inside sausage curb, and I get back on throttle just after it. You can use the exit curb, although it can affect your traction, so be careful with the throttle. For the hairpin, I brake at the tarmac on the right and use second gear. My peak brake pressure is around 75%, however I trail off the brake very quickly. I turn in for a late apex and then gradually come back on the throttle, as it's very easy to spin here. I use all of the exit curb, and the track limit here is the red and white part. Here I brake just before the 50 board and use fourth gear. The car tends to understeer a lot here, so I trail brake to the inside curb. I take a late apex and get back on throttle just after the curb. On the exit, the track limit is the red and white part. Then you have to straight away bring the car back over to the left again. For me, this sequence is the most difficult on the track. I brake at the 50 board to around 40% and shift down to fourth gear. I cut all of the first curb and then get back on the brakes down to second gear. It shoots up to around 60% here, after I'm off the first curb. I use the curb on the left to help open up the corner, and turn in at the end of it. I avoid the sausage curbs on the inside and get back on throttle just after the apex, using all of the exit curb. You can use third gear here if you prefer it, as it gives slightly better traction, however you won't get as much rotation through the corner. For the famous chicane, I brake around a car's length after the 100 board and use second gear. I turn in as I go under the banner and try to take as late of an apex as possible for the first part to prepare the exit well. I trail brake to the first curb and cut all of it. I then start getting back on throttle slightly before trail braking again to get the car turned in for the second apex. Again, I cut all of the curb and gradually come back on throttle just after it, as it can unsettle the car. If you use too much of the curbs, you can get slowdown here, so be careful on the races. The track limit on the exit is the red and white curb as well. This braking zone can be difficult as you're braking downhill. I brake just before the 100 board and my peak brake pressure was around 90%. I turn in just before the end of the entry curve and use second gear. I trail brake to the inside curve and cut all of it. I get back on throttle just after it and keep the car to the right to prepare for the final corner. The track limit here is the red and white curve. For the final corner, I trail brake just after the darker patch of AstroTurf. Here I get a big wash of understeer. You want to be right up in the inside curve as it gives you a better exit than the line I take. Again, you can use second or third here. Second gives more rotation mid-corner and third is slightly more stable and has better traction. I use the exit curve and the track limit is the red and white part. So that was a lap of Imola. If you found this guide helpful, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. You can also now become a member if you so wish. And I'll leave you the third person laps at the end of the video. This is a great chance to see the lines I take, so if you're struggling with a particular section, this may help.